Have you ever been to Disney and you think, who is in charge of these misbehaving children? Seen another parent there and thought, would somebody take care of these kids? Well, it seems that justice has been done. A cast member has finally come out and scolded a child and a parent, telling them to watch where they're going or they might get someone hurt. Well, who was that hero? It turns out it was Mickey Mouse himself. Let's talk about that on That Park Place. I have a story, though, that I think is going to be perfect for you to comment on. Everybody's going to want to comment on this, but TDS sent out this video this morning, and I love it. I love it, actually. They're saying that Mickey is based here. Let me run this thing back so we can get the full experience. We don't even need the audio, honestly. We're going to turn that off. So this Mickey Mouse is going through the park, for those of you at home, and this kid comes up behind him, crashes into Mickey's leg. Mickey comes and boosts this kid up, and Mickey is doing the looking for you motion until he finally sees the parent, who is completely in a different, if Mickey is if the kid came in from 12 o'clock, this parent is over here at, what is that, 6, 7, 8 or 9 o'clock over here, just standing there with his phone, and Mickey is over here shaming the parent. I have never seen a character get that spicy with a parent right here.
Oh, no.
Watch your kid, man. What do you guys think?
Can we just also state the fact that Mickey totally dissed the lady in the wheelchair on his way out? They roll up there on the right. He's shaming the father, saying, "Hey, watch your kid. I could have messed it. He could have cracked his head on the ground. You silly man. See you later, Billy." Right? Then he turns to the left, sees the lady in the wheelchair, gives a little point and said, whatever, I'm out. And that's it.
I didn't notice that.
I missed that. That one I missed. I must say, well, when it's your time to go off stage, it's your time, I suppose.
I'm so surprised by all this, but man, what is that point supposed to mean? Anyways, he turns and he points at the handler. What is he trying to communicate to the lady in the wheelchair?
He didn't want to injure the little kid. Probably he could have cracked his head on the ground. Just by running up and not protecting. Because if they can't see, their vision is extremely limited. See right there, boom. Handler should have stopped the kid before he or at least tried before he ran up.
Yeah, and he's got 2 handlers there too.
2 handlers, yeah.
That could have ended poor. That could have ended really bad.
So somebody help me out here. This looks like Disneyland to me.
Yes. Yep, that's Disneyland. That's it's already
Disneyland don't care about them wheelchair folk.
we know that. We know that. That's for sure.
Spicy.
I mean, we could do a DAS update. I think we're going to wait on it, but there's additional information on DAS, and I'm shocked at the number of people outside of our sphere. The kind of people that would normally look at a place like That Park Place or the Pro Channel, and let's say they might not appreciate our takes that are like, no, but look at how much they're covering DAS. I appreciate how much they're going after Disney on DAS, but they need to fix that. I have never seen a character basically shame a parent like, "Hey, put away your phone, man."
I gotta tell you, it happens more in Orlando than people realize.
Really?
Especially if one of the characters gets a little crowded and no one's doing their, I guess, job. I've seen that happen with Tigger and Peter Pan, actually. But Peter Pan can talk, so he's put his hand out a little bit and just said, "Hey, being nice, telling people to get in line."
So you have two distinctions here. You have mask characters, face characters, like Jay was saying there. With face characters, they can interact with their audience a little bit more, and they don't have to be limited to gestures. But when you have a mask character, it's very difficult to see out of those eyes there, and that's why you have the handlers and everybody to kind of help out in assisting, and it can get pretty dicey if kids are running around them and so forth. So that's what the handler's main job is. I'm surprised that they didn't intervene sooner than that. We've seen some stuff pop off with character interactions before. There's some viral videos back in the day of I think, for example, Pluto, running down a small child in Main Street USA in Town Square, actually very close to where this actually occurred. And there is a story out there of like the evil queen face character actually having it out with guests at Disneyland as well, a little bit further from this location. So a lot of interesting character interactions for sure.
Look, all I can say is they just didn't handle it well.
Yeah.
This moment right here is sticking in my brain, like literally pointing at him and doing the shame motion, like he's shaving a little bit off the finger right there, and the finger stays for longer than he looks.
I can't speak for Disneyland. I know the Orlando Disney parks have done, they try to avoid this at all costs. So to meet Mickey or Minnie, it is like a serious controlled environment indoors. You got to wait in line. They bring in one person at a time, to get your photo. I have never seen Mickey or Minnie kind of wandering around any of the parks in Orlando, like ever. I'm sure they might at some places. Minnie Mouse used to be out in Epcot, but like they've moved listen to me. They've moved those characters into like a very heavily controlled environment room.
Yeah.
So if you want to see any of them, and like even for them to take their breaks, to get out, like they don't ever walk outside.
Well,
so
it's
all contained. So
yeah, and it used to be that you could never see either of them in the park. Well, maybe Minnie, but it was actually becoming an issue that you couldn't find Mickey anywhere in the park, which was such a bizarre period for Disney. Like they venerated him, or whatever the word you want to use for it, that he almost took a backseat to everything else that was going on in the company. And I'm talking like in the late 90s and early 2000s kind of era there. So they've obviously gotten away from that now.
That was part of the purpose of Mickey Starland back in the day, but please, Culture.
No, actually, that's what that is the difference. Jay pointed it out beautifully, that Disneyland used to feature the characters everywhere, and when they started to get away from it, the locals threw a hissy fit.
Absolutely.
And so they had to bring them back out, and so now they pop up on the corners of Main Street all the time, and they even and back near Small World, and and where appropriate. I mean, you'll still get country bears that'll roll through Frontierland and such, and
correct.
You'll still get like Mary Poppins, Bert, Peter Pan, Wendy riding like the carousel. So
yep, and those things still happen in California, but Florida, that's what the difference is when people go between Magic Kingdom and Disneyland. That is the stark difference. Is like, you have to find the character. It's like an epic poem to find them at times. So
I think the only roaming characters is the Stormtroopers in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
I don't even think, I'm trying to think now of like every park. So like now it's a thing, and Culture can correct me if I'm wrong. The best way to meet the characters is to pay that expensive buffet.
Yes.
In Orlando, whether it's a breakfast or dinner, like pay the. And honestly, if your child wants to meet the characters that bad, that I have to say that's the way to do it. They come to you. You can take as many pictures and videos you want when they come to your table, and you get food at the same time. It is pricey. Some of those are almost as like $80-$90 a person.
Yeah, I think
some of them aren't that much, but you just have to like do some digging. On where, but like that's where to do it. If not, like you'll see them from a distance. So Epcot built that new pavilion where they stuck all the characters inside now. So where that old, I say old, it's brand new. It looks like a airplane terminal that they spent 3 years building in Epcot.
Oh,
just a piece of, it's ugly.
Yeah,
and
paying homage to all the
is
at Epcot.
Right next to it is a little snack place, but it's also got where you line up to meet the characters. Epcot is also the only place, and I wish they would do this in every park. If you have the Disney Visa card, you can go to a special line and meet the main characters, usually Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, or in Galaxy's Edge, you get to meet Darth Vader.
Ooh.
But it's not in Magic Kingdom. It's only in Epcot and Hollywood Studios. Unless they change it. Culture, you might know more.
No, I think you're right. But the Visa thing is great. The Visa perks are pretty significant. A lot of people didn't realize that for a while, Visa had its own lounge where you had free soda and air conditioning. It was in the American experience in the back.
Plus a discount, but you can't use like they want to keep you from stacking discounts. So like if you're using a gift card, you also can't use your 10% Visa discount. It's like it gets so complicated.
And real quick, I have to mention this super secret. Okay, I'm about to give away a super secret.
Oh.
If you want to have a character breakfast and you want to have an early drop before the rope drop experience, you can eat the character breakfast at Contemporary and then walk over Disney, which means you can actually park at the Contemporary. Jay, have you tried that recently?
Yes, it's Culture is 100% correct. That is, if you want to save $30 on parking, book a breakfast at the Contemporary. You go to Chef Mickey's. It's a breakfast buffet. They got the Mickey waffles and everything there, and the characters are all dressed in chef, like it's the main characters: Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald, Pluto, and they come to your table. And then yes, you could walk right from the Contemporary to Magic Kingdom, so you have to deal with all that other long wait times for the boat if you go on a busy day. It is actually that's the way to do it if you're going to spend the money. Culture is 100% correct. Get the characters out of the way, park someplace close, don't have to pay for parking, get your first meal out of the day, get nice and full so you're not buying them pretzels and churros, and you're all set.
You can also, if you want to get into Epcot early, you can book an early Curtius with all the princesses, which depending on what your crowd is going after there.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.